What is going on, everyone? We're back with another review. We're reviewing season 1, episode 29 of the Twilight Zone, and it's called Nightmare as a Child. Please remember to check the link in the description below. Hop on over, sign up for the Patreon if you want everything a full week early. That is all I've really got to offer, though. I don't have enough time to do a bunch of extra content. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Twilight Zone. This episode was called Nightmare as a Child. This was directed by Alvin Ganzer, written by Rod Serling. Music was done by Jerry Goldsmith. Episode released April 29th, 1960. So, the rundown of the episode. We have this lady who, on her way home, runs across this little girl who happens to be sitting outside of her door. She meets this little girl, offers to bring her in for cocoa. When she brings the little girl in, the little girl tells her what her nickname is, and proceeds to tell her that she loves hot cocoa without marshmallows just like her. She even mentions that she's got a scar on her arm, and the lady is like, I don't remember how I got that scar, and the lady's like, yeah, you wouldn't, but today you saw a guy sitting in a stoplight and you recognized him. And she's like, yeah, I didn't know who he is, but I did feel like I have seen him somewhere before. They go back and forth on this, and the girl's like, starts freaking out. I was like, I've got to go. The bad person's about to be here. And she runs off. At this point, I'd already figured that this was, the little girl was the lady, but in kid form. I didn't know how they were going to necessarily play the story out, but I felt like that was a pretty obvious thing at this point. So then, this guy comes in, and she says that she remembers seeing him at the stoplight, and he started asking her questions about things that she did or didn't remember. She's like, no, I don't remember anything. And he was like, I used to work for your mom. I ran her books, and always thought you were a pretty little girl. Had a crush on you, which is really weird, by the way. I'm just saying, really weird. If you're an adult and you're working for the mom, you have a crush on a little girl. I'm just saying you deserve, some not so pleasant things. So then, she they're sitting there talking. She brings up the fact that this little girl was over, and her nickname. She mentioned her nickname, and the guy looks at her, and the guy was like, "That was your nickname when you were a kid." And he brings out a picture of what she looked like as a kid, and it's the little girl, which is when you realize that that's what's going on. And at that point, she kind of panics, faints, wakes up on the couch by herself. Here's somebody singing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," and the little girl's back. And by the way, I no longer want to hear the song "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" ever again. It is sang a lot during this episode. However, moving forward, she wakes up from fainting. It starts talking with the little girl again, and the little girl is basically like, "Yeah, I'm you." Scar. They both look at their scars as the same scar, and this is when, like out of nowhere, the little girl's gone and the guy is there again, and she's talking to the guy, and he pretty much admits, hey, guess what? It was me that killed your mom. She ran into your room. I chased her down. I choked her, strangled her to death, hit her over the head with something. I was going to kill you, but you screamed so loud that I knew it was bringing people to the apartment, so I had to get out of there. Found out from the doctors that you were probably not going to remember anything. But now that it seems to be that you've remembered things, we got to take care of this. So she runs by him. She gets outside of the apartment. He chases her down. During the kind of scramble and grappling with each other, she pushes him. He falls down all the stairs and dies. So Cops show up. They know it was self-defense. She also has now, by the way, killed her mother's killer, which is, I guess, pretty cool. And then she hears somebody singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star outside of the apartment, and she goes out, and it's a different little girl. That's just a regular little girl, and she basically tells the little girl, hey, don't ever lose your smile. And the little girl's like, okay. And that's the end of the episode. I feel like I got so excited from what Rod Serling had said at the end of the last episode, because he had mentioned something about this being a nightmare for children and stuff like that. So when I think of nightmare for children, I'm not thinking about like actual like real life nightmare type stuff, right? I'm thinking like scary movie type things. And I thought for once we were actually getting a horror episode, and it was not. It was like just another Twilight Zone episode. I don't know. It did not live up to what I was hoping is the problem, right? And I don't think there's much more they could have done to change it up. This is just one of those episodes that doesn't resonate with me. And I mean, I definitely get it. I've got kids. I was a kid. I mean, you know, we all worry about losing our significant, you know, not our significant others, but our loved ones. But especially to murder, nobody wants to. Like that's the worst, right? I don't know. It didn't resonate with me. I don't. Did not click at all. And I don't know. There's nothing that they could have done. I feel different. That the episode went the way it needed to. Maybe it was just too predictable for me. Maybe I just seen the things coming. I don't know. Did not excite me though. So, what you gonna do? All right, guys. That is gonna do it. We are now officially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes away, guys. 7. That is exciting. At my current recording pace, there will be 2 more days of recording, technically 3 of recording this. So the way if you guys don't know, I record multiple episodes at a time, right? And that's for both shows that I'm covering, or even if there's a movie involved. The only time that does not happen is if I'm recovering either a show that runs each season is the thing. Each season is the story being told. So like think American Horror Story, think the new series of Goosebumps, things like that, or things like Armchair Thriller, right? Where those ones I might only record 1 episode at a time, and a lot of that is just because like there's just Armchair Thrillers. Usually I'm watching 6 episodes. Thankfully, when Armchair Thriller comes back, it's like 6 episodes at once at the very beginning, and then it like lightens up as it goes. So that's exciting. But no, I did enjoy this. I say that. I'm sorry. It was okay. I'm just used to. It was okay. It could have been better. Definitely could have been worse. Not the worst thing I've watched from Rod Serling so far. Just definitely didn't meet the standards that were set up in my heart. But alright, guys, that's gonna do it. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.